you. Please check your network. Check your network. It's only you because anyone else. So
Yeah, trying to.
uh, okay. So we are doing CCNA. CCNA is here. No, it's not this one. It's this one. It's we go where Cisco CCNA CCNA2 and so chapter 2 is about switching concept. Then next chapter will be VLAN. So switching concept, what does it mean? Remember this course, CCNA2, will focus a lot on switching, routing, and wireless. I remember we'll do a lot of switching technologies, routing operations that support small to medium business networks, and we'll also do wireless. So let's start. Let me see what I can give you. So we all know that a switch is a layer 2 device dealing with MAC addresses. We know how to find the MAC address table and forwarding. Okay. Okay, you have a video explaining MAC address table. I'll explain again now. MAC address table, switching, forwarding methods. Okay, it's a very short one. So if you have your packet tracer, so normally at the end of CCNA2, you should be able to manage such network. So at the end of CCNA2, you should be able to manage this network, do the config, some testing, and so this course is a very good one. It's international. So yeah, I'm going to save it and close. I close. Do you want to save your work? Yes. Then I'm going to open again packet tracer. Then so it's the same thing we did for CCNA1. So a quick revision. The only thing that is new here is only one thing, the forwarding method. So normally 1 minute, we are done with this course. For or no, it's not this one. Forwarding methods. We have number 1, store and forward. Number 2, we have cut through. So that's all for this chapter number 2. How the switch will forward frames. Because inside the frame, we have a MAC address. So if you have such switch, you have a switch, and you have one PC here, one laptop, one PC, one laptop again, and one PC. So if you connect each PC with a network cable, you should know the type of cable we use to connect a switch to PCs to switch. So each PC will get connected to the switch. So when you connect a PC to the switch, the port where that PC is connected, that port will record the MAC address of that PC. And we did that last time at Mowbray Hall. So the switch will build the MAC address based on uh, directly connected cabling. So if PC0 is connected to a switch on port F1, you see, then port F1 in the MAC address table. So let me show you MAC address table, as you know. Oops, sorry. So who knows the command to display the MAC address table? So you type enable in here, show MAC address table. You see, you press enter. So for now it's empty because we don't have traffic. So let's add a bit of traffic. So I'm going to add some IP addresses. Mhm. Yep. And here. So remember, if you cannot hear me properly, you cannot see my screen, call me directly on WhatsApp for me to know that there is something, no message. Okay, so from PC0, I'm going to generate some traffic, to ping anyone. I'm going to ping myself. I'm going to ping. So if you go for job interview and we ask you what is ping and we use it for what, you should be able to. Ping is what, and we use it for what. So as a network engineer, you should know always. Okay, so now let's go check the MAC address table. And you'll see that on port F1, I have a MAC address of PC1. So let's go and check. Uh, um, um, what is on port F1? We have this MAC address. So this one should be the MAC address of PC0. So let's go check the MAC address of PC0. We are here. We can, yeah, we can type IP config space slash all, press enter. And now if I see more, private less. Okay, so I'm not using Bluetooth. I'm using network cable. So I go to fast Ethernet. And I can see here the MAC address. So let me check let's compare if it's the same. What is it, this guy? This one, let me go up. No, we take this guy and we take, so let me make it big. So here it's end with 6AC0. 6A60. And we can check that it's the same MAC address. Okay, so here we have the full MAC address, but at least you can see that it ends with 6AC0. If you use normal PCs, normal switch like we did at Mowbray, you can see that we have the exact MAC address. So here is packet tracer. It's just for us to play around. So you can see that it's exactly what is it. If I go to physical, yeah, I go back to that PC, I open it, physical, desktop. I close this. Yeah. So this is what we call MAC address. In the switch, it's a table where the switch will know on port 1 the MAC address of a PC that is connected to port 1. On port 2, the MAC address of a PC that is connected to port 2. On port 3, and the same thing. We call it MAC address table. Mhm. Okay, so it's fine. So now this switch, when this PC want to communicate with laptop 1, the data that will be received by mm, the switch has two methods before sending the data to switch 1. Mm, yeah. Uh, so if I take this guy, I close. I also close this guy. So if PC0 want to communicate with laptop 1, the data will, for example, you send your message will arrive at the switch. So the data we find at the switch is called a frame. Remember, we did the frame, and inside the frame, we have a MAC address. I think it was in CCNA1. I don't have it here, but it's in CCNA1. So the data of the envelope the switch will receive will be called a frame. So the switch will open the envelope, and inside, he will check the MAC address. If he finds the MAC address, he's going to check on all these ports. Which ports belong to, which port is matching this MAC address? And we see, you say, okay, this MAC address is matching port 4. So it's going to forward to port 4. It's going to forward to port 4. Now, it's going to forward, but to forward, we have two ways. We have store and forward or cut through. The first one, store and forward, it means when the frame will arrive at the switch will check all the fields. Let me check here. Frame, CCNA, frame. This is an example of frame. What is it now? Yeah, this is an example of frame. It's like a big envelope, and inside we have all these things: destination mark, source mark. So when this will receive, it will check where this envelope comes from. From PC0. You see, where do you want to go? Destination. I want to go to PC4. This is the MAC address of PC4. You check, and this will check. Okay, but this MAC address is matching which port for exit. Okay, port 4 for exit, and the frame will send there. But before sending, we have two ways. Store and forward, the switch will check all these fields. If there is no mistake, there is no errors. If everything is healthy, fine, good, then the switch will forward it. So we have a bit of delay. The second option is called cut through. The switch will receive the big envelope of the frame. It's going to check directly, where do you want to go? Destination MAC address. Okay, I know where to send you. Go to exit 4 or port 4. Done. So cut through doesn't have to check everything. Your ID, your student number, your cell phone number, your email address. No, it doesn't. Where do you want to go? I want to go to engineer building. Okay, go. We call it cut through. It's quicker. So it's quicker than store and forward. So if you know this, the definition of these two, that's all for chapter 2. Because you already know the MAC address table, MAC address table, you know it, what is it, how to find it. Now, how the switch will forward the frame. This is how it works. So normally that's all for this chapter. Anything else is only more more details. But the main thing you need to understand, the switch. Inside we have something called MAC address table. How to find it, how it's built. When the switch will receive a frame, how are you going to forward? We have two ways. Store and forward is going to check all the fields. If all good, it will forward. If something is wrong, it's going to discard it. It won't send. Cut through is going to receive. You're going to check, where do you want to go? Destination mark. Okay, I know where to go. You go through. It's quicker. So normally that's all for this chapter. Me, I prefer giving you the main thing that you should know. If you know that, it's fine. Anything else is only extra info. So let me go back again and check for you. Switching concept. Okay, this one you know how the MAC address table per port. I have the relevant MAC address. So on port 1, this is the MAC address of port 1 and all of this. Okay, this one we know. We did also MAC address table. You know, you have a nice video where you can also check. Store and forward switching, cut through. So this one you can read, it's very important. Okay, so this one you can still check. Then we're going to explain more in store and forward. He's going to check everything, error checking, blah, blah, blah. You have more explanation. Cut through, we're going to explain what is the most checked before sending. So you see here, cut through, forward with him immediately after determining the destination MAC. Okay, switching domain. Okay, this one you can, what you should know, each port should be on full duplex. Anything else, I think it's only some, yeah, you see, there is nothing serious. But chapter 3 is big. So I'm going to do the introduction. So as a summary, this is the summary. If you go in your NETA card, you read properly the introduction, read the summary, do your quiz, take your own notes. See the same thing I do. It is CCNA2 notes. So if I see something important, you see, I write it down. For example, today is Tuesday. On Thursday, we're going to do VLANs. You see here, I put my stuff clean, neat. 2 minutes, I know the entire course. I don't need to go to NETA cards. No. So in VLAN, you should know the definition of VLAN. We had a short class for that. We have 5 types of VLAN that we'll know. How to configure basic VLANs, and we did a bit. Yeah, what is trunk and what is dynamic trunking protocol? Very important as a network engineer, because network engineer, you're going to manage the switch, but normally we don't touch them all the time. No, we configure once for all and done. It's only when something doesn't work, then we go troubleshoot. So you have all these PCs that are connected to the router, and the router is connected to the internet. Where is that guy? Yeah. See. If I put internet, it means if your service provider is Telcom, Telcom will come at your office and bring a box. And that box, your company router, you connect your company router to Telcom box. What happens next in the box? It's the cloud. You don't manage that. It's your ISP, Telcom or Vodacom, and you pay them to manage your internet. What you know, your router is connected to the box. They'll bring in your company, you connect, done. Then you have internet. So network engineer, you should know the switch, what is inside, what we can do with. The router, what is inside, what we can do with, and for troubleshootings. That's all for today. It was a very short one. So Thursday, we check the definition of a VLAN. We did a bit already, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. We check the 5 types of VLANs. The default VLAN, we did that a bit. If you don't configure anything, all the ports belong to VLAN 1 with default. We can never delete VLAN 1. Job interview, we can catch you. See, how are you going to delete VLAN 1? Tell them you can never delete VLAN 1 because it's the default. You can never. We'll take that data VLAN, native VLAN, all these things. We'll do clean and neat. At least we know already how to configure, how to add support, and yeah, so it won't be difficult. Any questions related to this course, this chapter? So if you go to CCNA, when are you going to do your first chapter exam? I'm checking. You also have your packet tracer, so you can please practice. You download them. Okay, from time to time, I'll show you. For example, if you do the VLANs, I'll do a demo of 1 or 2 packet tracer. It will be recorded. You can go through it again. IT Essentials. Introduction. Yeah. So your first exam, if I take Bijou, the first exam will be chapter 1, 2, and 3. I think, eh? Let me go back. Yeah, the first exam is after the first 4 chapters. Let me activate automatically for you. It's available now. You can do it many times. It's just to understand, and also always take some notes. Take some notes, make your own summaries, the way you understand. You see, you can copy paste. You see this one, I copy from I paste. For example, here how to assign port to VLAN. I put an example. How to, you see. So you must organize yourself to understand. What am I doing now? To check your stuff. Yeah. So your first exam is activated. Checkpoint is activated. I'm also going to activate the second one. After chapter 5 and 6, you have another exam. I'm going also to activate it. There is no deadline, but please don't delay. You know that after chapter 4, you should be doing your exams. So, okay, guys, if no questions, then we meet again on Thursday. We'll do chapter 3, VLAN. So have a good evening.
Thank you.
Have a good evening and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr.